Welcome to Centerline Workshop with Peter Gray. Melissa Boutin rides USEF Advanced Test Day. So I'm seeing a nice balanced canter, uphill, round, soft. I'm liking this a lot. I'm thinking about giving her an 8 at this moment in time. See how the transition goes. Very straight. She's staying right on the line, doing a great job. I'd like to see maybe the halt be a little more prompt, and we can see that right hind just sticking out a little bit. But 7.5. Had the halt been straight, it would have been an 8. First view of the horse on the side is showing a lack of engagement and could be a little bit rounder. A nice quality medium trot, but really not really through, but hollow in the back and a little bit late to start. The 10-meter circle, one thing we want to see is suppleness. Suppleness is the ability to bend. I'm seeing 0 bend on that, which is a shame because he's nicely uphill. So 6.0 for that. The angle's good, it's consistent, looks like it could have a little more engagement, but too deep into the corner and we had a hiccup in the tempo. Still a 7. And again, that medium, it's a pretty short medium, beautiful suspension in the front. A little bit fussy with the mouth, but again, I'd like to see him starting out of the corner. I think Melissa maybe should even build through the turn a little bit. So 7 for that, and 7 for the 10-meter circle. This shoulder in wasn't quite round enough at the beginning, but this is the fluency and the forwardness we want. I'd give that an 8. Nicely ridden. So extended trot, huge potential for a great mark here. Lost a rhythm a little bit after the center line, but what I didn't like was the riding backwards at the start. Do your half halts in the short side and come out of the turn going. 7 is the score, and also too deep into the corner. You took all the forwardness out of the horse at the end of the extended. So this horse has a nice ability to go sideways. 7 for the half pass to the right. I would have more flexion. The bend was good, but flexion is the position of the nose. And this half pass to the left again, as you get close to the center line, it's not like a leg yield where we have the horse parallel to the long side. The forehand has to be definitely leading. But this horse goes sideways very nicely in the half passes. You can get great marks for that, so get the position more correct. So, in this moment, I see that the walk could be more through, it could be rounder. But going into the half turn on the haunches, we see a definite loss of the rhythm. It should be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a fairly good effort in the half turn itself. Could be a little bit rounder, but losing marks because of the rhythm of the walk going in. So I'd say your homework for this needs not to be so much the half turn on the haunches, but the collecting of the walk, the shortening of the walk steps, that you keep the same tempo. So this walk is disappointing. The pole needs to be lower, and we need more reach and more marching. Reach means the forehand coming more forward, and that's usually a result of the nose being more forward and more down. So unfortunately, some jig steps drops that extended walk down to a 4. Here we're doing our shortening walk steps again before the half turn on the haunches. Much better job this way, but I think, again, we lost the roundness, and I would make that turn a little bit larger to keep the rhythm of the walk better. 6 would be the score for that. More prompt into the canter, 6.5. We had even some walk steps. Very bold in the medium, score is 8. Nicely uphill and round through the short side. Okay, beautifully positioned for the half pass. Now keep the forehand coming to the right and keep the bend and the flexion to the right all the way. This is what we call sideways jump. Very nicely done. The mark includes the center line, which is nicely done. Score is 8. So we now have collected canter on a short diagonal before the flying change. As we're going into the flying change, we're losing the rhythm, we're losing the energy, we're losing the engagement. So everything you're doing is leading to a bad flying change, which was a 4 because it was late behind. Extended canter, very, very nice extended, but we're going to go down from an 8 to a 7.5 because we wanted more collection at N, a bigger transition. So this horse, again, showing real fluency for the sideways of the half pass left, but again, you see at the end the haunches were actually leaving. Keep the forehand quite in advance of the hindquarter, and then you can get 8.5 or 9. The score for that was 7. And now another flying change. This canter is nice here, but then it got, again, a little bit, the energy started to low, it got a little bit backwards, and it's like pulling a sleigh with huge amounts of weights. He's got to heave himself forward and launch into the flying change to do it, so it's not surprising he's late behind. Some horses have to go forward into the flying change, and some have to go collected. He's a forward horse. Half circle to the right, nicely done, 7.5. Didn't seem to mind all the drilling. 7 for the halt. Collective marks, gaits. This horse has nice gaits. Good rhythm in all 3 gaits. I would be trending on a 7.5 if the walk had been a little more marching. For sure, a 7 for the gaits, but I think you could have squeezed it up. The trot and the canter were great, but squeezed it up by showing more walk. Impulsion. This horse needs more engagement of the hindquarter. The suppleness is good, the ability to bend. Even though our rider didn't show the suppleness on those 10-meter circles, it was clear from the lateral work that the horse bends very, very nicely. So more engagement. 7 is the score for impulsion. 6.5 for submission. It could be more through. And 8 for the rider. The position is very lovely in balance. I'd like to see more of a conversation with the rider's hands, with half halts and a release, with supples and a release, slightly vibrating the inner rein and a release. It looks a little bit held throughout, and sometimes the horse looks a little bit against that held contact. But all in all, I think a very strong performance, and the things that you can improve, the things that I highlighted, are easy fixes. It's not that you have a bad lateral walk or something that is difficult to fix. These are easy fixes, more ringmanship. So I think a strong performance, and work on the throughness. Well done.